Yo, what's going on everybody? GZTV, last video of the night, and tonight we are going to be talking about the first full day of NBA action. I really hope that my computer doesn't fuck up or anything because it looks really trashy. I don't know what's going on with the screen. If it glitches out, I probably won't make a video. But I think we're only going to be making videos every so often. I'm not sure, but obviously last night we had two big games, a doubleheader. Tonight we had plenty of games, so I'm probably not going to talk as in-depth for each team, each game, what my first impressions are. But we're going to start with Magic and Pistons, first game that happened of the night. Bogdanovich shines in his Detroit debut. He helps the Pistons beat the Magic. Bogdanovich has always been a really solid player in the league, and I've actually been able to go see him in person. He's a hell of a player, man. He's really underrated. Paulo Banchero coming into the league, first game, showing absolutely no mercy. I mean, he's looking like one of the best draft picks since LeBron, and we said that about Zion, we said that about a lot of people, but he has the accolades to actually back that up. Jaden Ivey, fearless slasher. Crazy shot for Terrence Ross. Cade Cunningham was playing pretty decent. Yeah. What do we got here? Let's look at the box score here. Paulo Banchero put up 27. Franz Wagner put up 20. He shot 33% from the three. 11 and 11 for Wendell Carter, shooting 50% from the three. Very solid big man performance from him. 21 points for Jalen Suggs, continuing to have a really good career, I think. I mean, he shot 67% from three. That's all I have to say about that game, though. Let's move on to the Wizards and the Pacers. Neither of these games... I didn't even watch this game. It was actually blacked out, but I've seen highlights. I've been kind of looking on NBA's Instagram and whatnot to kind of see what I missed. Because obviously I can't watch every single game at once. Games I watched a lot of, the Rockets and the Hawks. I didn't even turn on the Pelicans and Nets. We watched some Bullsy, Cavs, Raptors, definitely Knicks, Grizzlies, a hint of Thunder, Timberwolves, Hornets, Spurs as well. Watched the start of that game. Didn't even turn on the Nuggets Jazz game. And we watched both Mavs and Suns and Trailblazers and Kings. So let's talk about this Wizards-Pacers game, though. Bradley Beal and the Wizards opened their season with a 7-point win over the Pacers. Smooth and efficient play from him. Wes Unseld Jr. is their coach. I did not know that well. He was just burying shots. Aaron Nesmith, the former Celtics, glad to see that he's making plays, passing the ball. Jalen Smith had a couple of good takes. Tyrese Halliburton played pretty solid, just making all sorts of good moves there. But, looking at the box score here, Kyle Kuzma, 22 for 13, 30% from three, not the greatest, but still a good game from him, I would say. Kristaps Porzingis, he went 15 and 10 on the stat line. And obviously Bradley Beal led them. He was really the big part of their team. He put up 23. Looking at the Pacers side of the ball, Tyrese Halliburton put up 26 and Buddy Hield put up 16 and 10. So those are really their big performers. And usually I talk about the losers, like underperforming players, but with the Magic, I think the Magic played a hell of a game for where they're kind of at in their rebuild. I think they played good. Pacers, you'd kind of expect a little more out of a guy like Chris Duarte, but it is what it is. You can't always have good games. Rockets and Hawks is the next game we're going to talk about. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young lead the Hawks past a pesky Rockets by 10. Yeah, didn't even look like they were playing their first game together. It looks like in Atlanta they already have kind of the chemistry developed, and that's great. I want to see the Hawks do good this year. I really like DeJounte Murray. I like Trae Young. John Collins is a pretty good player as well. I like those players. Trae Young getting buckets, same with DeJounte Murray. Using his length on defense was great. Onyeka Okongwu played pretty good. Josh Christopher threw it down. Jabari Smith, he got his first NBA three. That was kind of a big moment of that game. Looking at the box score, 21 points for Kevin Porter Jr. He shot 60% from the three. that's really all they had. I mean, it doesn't help that you have Bruno Fernando on your starting lineup. Not a knock towards him. It's just he's just not the strongest player to have in a starting rotation. Um, Looking at the Hawks, John Collins, great game, 100% from three, made both of the shots he took from there. He had 24. He also went 75% from the field, very efficient at the rim scorer. Man, the Hawks played their ass off. DeAndre Hunter, he had 22, shot 33% from three, 67% from the field. So, Trae Young, 23 and 13. Him and DeJounte Murray had a combined stat line of 43 points and 24 rebounds. Absolutely ridiculous. Great. They're looking great out there. So, yeah, 23 and 13 for Trae Young, and DeJounte Murray at 20 and 11 for himself. Moving on to the Pelicans and Nets, I didn't watch this game at all because it was not a good game at all. I was looking at the score, I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on with the Nets? I don't even want to watch this. There's better games on. Zion scores 25 points in his return. The Pelicans beat the Nets by 22. There's a big question coming into the season. How would Zion Williamson play? And I think we got our answer. I'm not here to overreact, but I kind of am at the same time. Returns to the court, it's a great moment. I really want to see Zion do good things this year, especially after all the hate. Speaking of a guy that I want to do good this year, Ben Simmons. I mean, he had a really bad first game in a while, but I really want to see him come back. Very tough night for the Nets, though. Kevin Durant was really all they had on offense. Zion, though, wow. Brandon Ingram just playing that silky offensive. He's just so silky on offense. He's so smooth. He's so coordinated. He's so poised. He's a really fun player to watch. I watched a couple of the highlights from this game. Yeah, Zion put up 25. He shot 50% from the field, so pretty good game for him there. Brandon Ingram, he put up 28. He shot 50% from three. Jonas Valanciunas had a pretty good game himself as well. He had 15 and 13. He made a three. CJ McCollum, he went 33% from three with 21 points. So they have like a big four. And I really like seeing Herbert Jones on the starting lineup. He had some great moments last year. And obviously coming off the bench, you have the hustle of this team. You have the grunge work out of guys like Jose Alvarado. So it's going to be really interesting moving forward. I think I have high hopes for the Pelicans. I think they could possibly get top 5 in the West. And is that a hot take? I'm not sure. Bulls and Heat, we're going to talk about them next. DeMar DeRozan scores 37. He's looking like an MVP candidate already. People just don't talk about him enough, man. Let me tell you what, DeMar DeRozan is that guy. The Bulls beat the Heat by 8 in the season opener. Picked up where he left off last season, just scoring at a very high caliber. An all-star caliber. Tyler Hero had a couple good plays. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan just played his ass off. Goran Dragic, oh my goodness, off the bench. That guy was playing his ass off. Bam Adebayo using his muscle for a couple big plays, I suppose. But, yeah, the Bulls get a big win against the Heat. And remember, the Heat went to the conference finals last year, so that is a pretty big deal. DeMar DeRozan's such an efficient player, shooting 67% from the three when he didn't even have a three-point jump shot at one point in his career, and that's something that not a lot of people talk about. He had 37 points in this one. Did I go over the Nets? No, I don't think I did. Let me go back. I'm making mistakes here. Let me go back to the Nets game. I don't think I even talked about the Nets. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Yeah, 32 for Kevin Durant. He shot 33% from three. 13 and 10 for Nicholas Claxton. Not a bad game at all from him. But the elephant in the room is Ben Simmons fouling out in 23 minutes. I mean, he shot 67% from the field, but that's the only plus. He had 5 assists. He had 5 rebounds. Kind of like a Draymond Green type of stat line. And they do kind of play like each other, so I guess that comes to no surprise. But yeah, Bulls, Heat. Vucevic. Did I talk about Vucevic? He put up 15 and 17, so that's pretty damn good there. Moving on to the Heat, Jimmy Butler. He put up 24. Pretty solid game from him. Tyler Hero put up 23 off of 50% three-point shooting, so he's having a pretty good career himself. I mean, off the bench, my goodness, Max Strus is like the 8th wonder of the world right now. He put up 22 off the bench. He's a great player. I mean, he needs more credit, I think. Let's just move on, though. Cavs and Raptors, great game. This is the game I probably watched the most. Raptors overcome Donovan Mitchell's 31 points. They beat the Cavs by 3. Pascal Siakam, the 23 points and 11 rebounds. He fouled out, but he went out having a good game there. OG Anunoby had 10 fourth-quarter points, so they just made some comebacks. Scotty Barnes had some great passes. Man, I mean, Donovan Mitchell in his first game with the Cavs, like getting into a new system, I feel like this is kind of an underrated thing. You get into a new system and you drop 31 the first game. That's kind of amazing, and it just is a testament of how good of a scorer Donovan Mitchell is. Jared Allen is back, so that's awesome. Yeah, OG Anunoby, couple big shots. Yeah, Jared Allen, 13 and 10 in his return, and not bad at all. 31 for Donovan Mitchell. Although, you know, I'm pretty disappointed in Darius Garland's performance. He only had 4 points. He shot 25% from the field. I mean, they probably would have beat them by 15 to 20 points if he actually had a performance like he did last year. So that's kind of a problem, but I'm sure he'll rebound. He's a great player. He knows exactly what he's doing out there. But yeah, Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam led the way, 23 and 11. He went 33% from 3. So there's that. Knicks and Grizzlies, probably one of the better games of the night as well. Overtime, John Morant's 34 points lead the Grizzlies to an OT win over the Knicks. John Morant, I mean, just using his athleticism anytime he can to just get up and make plays. I love it. I mean, Steven Adams, just such a tough player as well. Grizzlies hung on, though. Jalen Brunson, late in the fourth quarter, he had a charge, and it was like a really good play by him. Cam Reddish was hitting a lot of shots. Man, that was such a surprise. I couldn't believe how good Cam Reddish was playing. I mean, I still have hope that he's going to have a good NBA career, but man, recently, you know, on teams like the Hawks, or on the Hawks, because that's the only other team he's been on, I believe, I don't know, he just looked kind of streaky. But anyways, Julius Randle, he came out 24 and 11. You know, we expect that out of him. 33% from 3. But yeah, 22 points off the bench for Cam Reddish in 28 minutes. Fantastic game for him. Hopefully he can keep that up. He shot 60% from the field, 50% from 3. Very efficient night. Moving on to Thunder and Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert thrives in his Timberwolves debut to lead a 7-point win versus OKC. I mean, that's a game changer. You know, the Timberwolves getting Rudy Gobert, they only beat a Thunder team without Chet Holmgren by 7. But, yeah, Rudy Gobert is just such a dominant player. Stood out on both ends of the floor. They needed a big lift from their new big man. You know, they were kind of struggling against the Thunder for a while. Josh Giddey getting a double-double as always. Rudy Gobert with some crazy shots. Josh Giddey. Jalen Nowell had a pass. I kind of want this video to be over. I'm fucking exhausted. But looking at the Thunder here, 32 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, what's new? Shai puts up 30-plus and loses. Yeah, I mean, he shot 33% from 3. Looking at Josh Giddey, he had 14 and 11, so not a bad game from him either. Moving over to the Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert, 23 points, 16 rebounds, just having a vintage Jazz-like performance. So yeah, they can hope they have high hopes for him. I'm sure. You know, he shot 67% from the field, just dominating. D'Lo, got to give him some credit. He came out and put 20 up, 33% from the 3. So. Hornets and Spurs, what a shit game. I thought it was going to be decent at the start, but Terry Rozier scored 24 as the Hornets root a youthful Spurs. They win by 27. All-star guard out, LaMelo. With LaMelo Ball being out, they kind of get a big break by playing a team like the Spurs. Yeah, the Hornets just played great. It's the Spurs, but Gordon Hayward with a shitty haircut, but he still has a nice floater. Trey Jones. Kelly Oubre attacking the rim as usual, so that's good. Yeah, Gordon Hayward, 20 points. Good game for him tonight. Terry Rozier put up 24. Nate Richards, I believe, off the bench. Nick Richards, guys like him don't get credit. I mean, he put up 19 and 10, so that's a great game. Looking at the Spurs, Keldon Johnson, 20 and 11. He's pretty much the best player on the team. We kind of knew that. Sochan is a rookie. He just kind of needs to get better if this team wants to even have a chance at winning games. I keep forgetting to look at the losing team and what they could do better. I guess with the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson needs to be a little more of an offensive threat if they want to win games like this. And in the Thunder's case, guys like Kenrick Williams definitely need to kind of be more productive on the offensive end as well. Let's just move on, though. We have the Nuggets and Jazz. A new look Jazz beat the Nuggets by 21 in their season opener. Colin Sexton was on the bench, which came to a big surprise to me. I didn't think he was going to be on the bench. But he made some big shots. Jeff Green had a crazy dunk. MPJ hit some shots. But, it doesn't matter. They lose by 21 to the damn Jazz. A rebuilding Jazz. Aaron Gordon, credit to him, he put up 22 and 10 tonight, so that's good. Jokic, this is expected. 27 points. He shot 33% from 3. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, you got to do better, man, if you're going to be in the starting lineup. Over guys like Bones Highland. You got to be better than that. Looking at the Jazz, nothing too crazy. It was kind of a wacky game for them. Walker Kessler, I think he is a rookie this year. He's the tall guy out of Auburn, I think. He had 12 and 10 off the bench. He didn't miss a single shot. Colin Sexton, he had 20 points off of 50% from the field. Mavericks Suns, my goodness, what a game. Suns rally from 22 points down to beat the Mavericks by 2. Damion Lee with some late game heroics, pulling shit out of his ass. I don't know how he did it. Devin Booker still had a good game, but geez, Damion Lee, great game for him. Luka, some tough baskets. He's pretty strong, man. People don't think that about him, but he is pretty damn strong. Yeah, Damion Lee, man. You can't talk about this game and not talk about Damion Lee, but Christian Wood, he went for 16 straight points to really put the Mavs out in front, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. Looking at the Mavericks, 35 points for Luka Doncic, 25 points for Christian Wood. He shot 60% from the field, but JaVale McGee is just not enough. They need someone else, I think. I don't know why Maxi Kleber is coming off the bench. I feel like if he started, he'd have a lot more opportunities, but it is what it is. Looking at the Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges, he had 13 and 11 off of 50% shooting. DeAndre Ayton had 18 and 10. And Devin Booker had 28 off of 50% field goal and made 1 3. Yeah. Trailblazers Kings, last game we're going to talk about tonight. Jeremy Grant rallies the Blazers past the Kings by 5 in their opener. Three-point plays, just making big shots. Jeremy Grant, I haven't always, but when he was on the Pistons and he had a great year, I was like, yeah, this guy's going to do something for the Blazers here. Dame didn't have much, but when he scored, he made some pretty tough shots. Jeremy Grant, dang, Terrence Davis, great dunk for him. Oh, shit. De'Aaron Fox with some shots. Terrence Davis was playing pretty good on both sides of the ball, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day. The Trailblazers took it home. 23 points for Jeremy Grant. Didn't miss a single 3 in 3 shots. Damian Lillard, he put up 20 points. Pretty bad shooting performance, but it will do. Anthony Simons, 22 points. He shot 30% from the 3. And that's going to do it. What could the Kings do better? It doesn't help that Okpala goes completely scoreless. I don't know. Yeah, that's going to do it. I'm not going to go to bed. I'm probably going to watch some TV, but I need to lay down. I'm fucking exhausted. This is like the most tired I've ever been in my life. But tomorrow night we should have a video like this, but there's only 2 games, so don't expect that long of a video. I had to talk about 12 games today, so it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. But yeah, I'm fucking tired, man. I don't even know if I want to watch TV tonight. Have a good rest of your guys' night. I'm out.